Hi guys, so this video is a little different. I was debating on making this video a long time ago, but let me adjust here. I was debating on making this video a long time ago, but it just never happened, and recently something happened which made me think about this situation, and so I figured let's make a video about this. This video really has no point to it. Like, I mean, it's not like, I guess I just want to bring aware to it that it happens to other people. So, oh, what do you need? What do you need? Oh. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come on. Come on. Ooh. Or not. You just want love and attention, don't you? Okay, because I basically just, I want to bring awareness to it, even though, you know, this is not going to reach very far, but whatever. I actually just learned that for what happened, there's actually a term for it, because after it happened, after, you know, you go through the whole stages of, you know, there's several stages to it. Most importantly, for the end stage of me, I just kind of told it as a, you know, ha 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 story. Like, can you believe this is what happened? But really, if you go down to the technicality of what happened, it ain't right. And some people, like, I told an old coworker, and she was like, really, basically, it's rape, which I don't really agree with, but, like, when it comes down to the technicalities, like, yeah, you could look at it as rape because it wasn't consented, but, you know, I don't really look at it this way. Okay, so let me tell you what happened and why I'm making a video about this, because this story got brought back up when I was contacted by the person that it happened with, and their reaction was very inappropriate, and it was really bad, and from the way they acted lets you know that they did something wrong. Okay, so this happened about 9 years ago, maybe 8, but yeah, it really wasn't further than that. It was 8-9 years ago. It was shortly after I moved to America. When I first moved to America, me and my boyfriend from Germany were still dating. I moved here in September of 2009, and then in March he came and visited, and then a few months later we broke up over the phone because I didn't want to move back, he didn't want to move to America. That's when we finally said, you know, we basically don't have a future anymore, okay? So, I was fine with that. I wasn't looking to date anybody, you know, I was just living my life. But I did mention to, you know, one of my friends that, you know, kind of getting horny. So she's like, hey, you know, there's dating websites, and I think I found him on OkCupid because I think that was the first one I really used. But anyway, so I got on OkCupid, and basically that's what these dating websites are. Like, I feel like I should make a video just generalizing dating websites, because you won't believe the kind of stuff that happens on there. Like, yeah, the majority of people use dating websites for random hookups. Like, every guy I talk to is like, at first they sound like they want to, like, date, and even if they're in my area, they sound like they want to date, but after a few days, you know, you kind of find out that no, they only want sex. But a lot of the times, like, I know that there's a bunch of professional women use the website for, like, getting guys to join on their webcam stuff and, you know, watch and pay them and all that stuff. So there's a lot of guys that think that every woman on there is that, like, oh, I'm just going to send you pictures, you know, or video stuff. And it's like, no, you know, and then they get upset and rude about it. And it's like, no, I don't owe you anything. I do not owe you any pictures. Just because you talk to me does not mean I owe you a picture of my naked breasts. No. Okay. Anyway, back to this. So this was 8-9 years ago. I want to say it's probably more close to 8, but whatever. Okay, so talked to this guy. It was very clear for both of us that we were just interested in sex. And I know I had sex with him twice, and I can't remember which one happened before. Like, let me tell you the lesser bad part of the story. And I want to say this was the second time I had sex with him. Okay? No, but it doesn't make sense. It had to have been the first time. I don't know. It had to be. I don't know. But anyway, I did not have my driver's license yet. I was on a learner's permit, and he came over and we had sex, and it didn't last very long. And so I told him, I was like, okay, I'm out of condoms. And he was like, oh, well, I've never bought condoms before. Well, he kept, you know, trying to get more. And I told him, I was like, if you want to have sex with me, you need to get in your car, drive to CVS, Walgreens, which was the closest at the time, and get some more condoms. And he was like, I've never bought condoms before. I'm like, okay, well, I guess we're going to call it a night. But he just kept trying. And, you know, it's like, I finally said, look, no. And he understood that, okay? So then, let me get to the bad part of the story. And I cannot remember if this was the first or second time, because it wouldn't make sense for me to have sex with him a second time after what I'm about to tell you. I don't know. Anyway, and at the time this happened, let's say it was 8 years ago, so I was 25. Okay, and so he came over to my place, and we didn't do a whole lot of talking. We had sex. Now, I'm going to this video. I probably should have, in the beginning, I should have said that I'm going to use some foul language, and it's going to be TMI. So if that bothers you, you probably want to click off, because I have a potty mouth. And when it comes to sex, I'm an open book. So, anyway. So, we had sex. Now, the thing is that I'm from Europe. We have really good sexual education, right? And around here, it's not so much the case. Well, when I have sex with strangers, there has to be a condom. Like, there has to be. It's like, I'm not having, because I don't know where you've been. For all I know, you could come from a pig farm where you fucking pigs all day long. I don't know. You know, you can tell me that you get tested once a week. I don't know. You know, so, and just, you know, when you do it, you have to trust people, but there's also, trust only goes a certain amount, you know, to a certain extent. And then you have to say, you know what, I'd rather be safe than sorry. And that's what I did. I had a condom, and I watched him put the condom on. Like, because I was like, because actually, I think that was the first time I had sex with somebody here in the States after I moved. So I was like very, you know, and also at that time is my boyfriend at the time, who we just broke up with, like, he had started seeing somebody like months before me, because I wasn't even interested in dating. So for me, it was strange to have sex with somebody new again, because me and Daniel had been in a relationship for almost 7 years. So anyway, so start having sex with this guy, and I watch him put the condom on. Because I know there's a lot of people that, you know, it's like, oh, they rip the condom, take the condom out, act like they're putting it on, but they're not. So one of the things I read up on being safe, and it's just, you know, you don't think about it growing up, but then as you get older, you're like, oh, okay. So I watched him put the condom on. Okay? Then we had sex. And it really didn't last long. I don't know what it is with these American guys. Like, they really don't last long in bed. And it's really annoying. Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't know if it's maybe just the whole one-night stand. No, because the one-night stands I had in Germany lasted longer than that, too. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. Anyway, so it didn't last very long. So I tell him, I'm like, hey, I got a trash can right here, and the bathroom's right across the hall. I mean, it's right there. You know, if you need to, you know, take a shower or something, you know, I was thinking about, you know, taking the condom off, but he's like, no, I'm good. So we sit down and talk for a moment, whatever, okay? So he leaves, and I'm like, okay, where the fuck did he put that condom? Because I was like, did he just throw it on the ground? So I searched my room. I like looked all around my bedroom. I looked all around my bed. I lifted the sheets. Like I went over the sheets. I lifted them just to see, like, and it was nowhere to be found. I looked in the trash. It wasn't there. Like, the condom was nowhere there. And I freaked out because, that's probably something I should have said at the beginning too, is that not only did I use a condom for protection from STDs, I also was not on birth control, which I stated to him beforehand. I told him, I am not on birth control, so we do need to use a condom. And I mean, that's what I tell all of them, it's like, we need to use a condom. But at this point, I really needed to use a condom because I didn't want to get pregnant, okay? So, I could not find this condom. So, I am freaking out. I already had scheduled a gynecologist appointment, which was like 3 weeks in advance. But I was like in my mind, I'm freaking out. Like, surely he didn't just like leave the condom on and just sit there and talk to me for like 20 minutes. Or like, and I was like, what if he took the condom off and put it in his pocket? Like, you know, I was like, I couldn't find it. But I'm like, okay, I cannot find the condom. I do not know what happened to the condom. I need to get me plan B. Okay? So I called up the one person that I knew was home at the time, because I didn't have a license. And I asked them, I'm like, hey, can you come get me and take me to Walmart? They agreed. And they're like, okay, what's going on? Why do you need to go to Walmart? So I told them what happened. And I was really upset because the person that I told, like, really wasn't in any situation to give me advice, because they have been in a similar situation, but they made me feel like I was being childish, like I was the one who wasn't being an adult, like I wasn't aware and responsible, and you know, and it's like, it comes down to the whole thing that, you know, sex is bad for women, and it's not. And I honestly, like, now when I think about it, it's like, I was responsible. Not only was I the one who had the condom and said, hey, condom, I'm not on birth control, I don't want to get STDs, we gotta use a condom. I watched him put the condom on. So it's not like, I don't know how much further responsibility I can take, because I did everything that you should, you know? So I don't understand that. Okay, so I took plan B, and it was $50, and literally I had like $50.50 in my bank account, and I took plan B. Great, okay, so I didn't get pregnant. And then when I went to the gynecologist, which I already had I already had an appointment set because I wanted to get back on birth control because, you know, people always assume that birth control is just for having sex, frivolous sex without having babies. But it's so much more than that. And that's when the few months that I arrived in America with not having a boyfriend present to have intercourse with, I realized that my period before, when I was on birth control, it would come like, I could be like, okay, it's going to come Thursday. I don't know what time. You know, it can come in the morning. It can come at night. Come in the middle of the day. But at least I knew which day. And then like a month after I was off birth control, my period was just all over the place. Like, it seems like one time it came like 2 weeks. One time it came 6 weeks. Like, you know, it was just all over the place. And I had so bad cramps. And it was just, I was like, I need to get on birth control. Okay, so I go to the gynecologist. We do the whole spiel. And the doctor, he's like this old guy, right? He has like white hair. That's how old he is, okay? So he takes a look down there. And he's like, oh, is there something, what? Do you have a contraband? No, contraceptive. Contraband. Do you have a contraceptive down there? Is there something there that I shouldn't move? And the lady asked me, she's like, you don't have a Nova ring or anything like that? And I'm like, no, I just use birth control and condoms. So he's like, okay, give me the long, what is it called? Thongs? I don't know. Tweezers, whatever you want to call them. So he takes this long ass thing and he sticks it in me. And the doctor pulls out, okay? This is not fun. He pulls out a condom out of my vagina that looks like it just came out of the pack. He just pulled it out. It was rolled up and everything. Like, what the hell? Like, it wasn't like, it was rolled up. It was rolled up. He pulled it out of my vagina, rolled up, like it just came out of the package fresh. And the doctor goes, well, I have never seen that before in all my life. Like, oh, okay, wow. And the nurse goes, well, at least you were trying to be protective. And I wanted the earth to open up and swallow me whole because I have never been this embarrassed. And I was just thinking to myself, how can I be protective if the condom is inside of me? You know? And anyway, so he tells me about, like, y'all, you know, mostly what happens is women forget that they have a tampon in and put another one in, and that gets really gross and gets infected and stuff. So, you know, you can be happy that it's not that. But I was just like, what the hell? Okay? So, I messaged this fella back on whatever app it is we're talking. And I tell him, like, look, I had to go pick up Plan B, which was $50, and I went to the doctor who pulled out a rolled up condom. So, you owe me $25. Now I'm gonna pull up my phone real quick here. Okay, so I get a message January 13th from an Andrew. Okay, I'm not going to give out his last name. Okay. So, this was 8 years ago. Get a message from an Andrew on Facebook. And he says, do I know you? I swear I do. So, I look at the name and I look at the picture and I'm like, I don't know no Andrew. And I'm like, wait. So, when this happened 8 years ago, I took the picture that was on his profile on the dating app and I saved it to my computer and I saved his name. His name was Andrew. So, I write back, January 13th, I write back, Ah, Andrew, yeah, we fucked. You owe $25 because the condom came off your dick and I was not on birth control as clearly stated beforehand, and so I had to buy Plan B, which was $50. I also had the gyno pull out a rolled up condom out of my vagina. That was great fun. So he responds back, okay. 10 days later, he goes, well, whatever I did wrong, I'm totally sorry, just saying. JS, he didn't write that out either. Okay, so 10 days later, he goes, whatever I did wrong, I'm totally sorry. Like, what the fuck kind of response is that? I just told you what you did wrong. It's like how are you acting like you don't know what you did wrong, okay? So then, May 15, he waves at me. I didn't respond. May 31st, he sends me a hey. I respond, hey. Because I'm like, what the fuck is he messaging me now? He's like, how are you? I'm bored at work. Laugh out loud. Said, I'm okay. That's all I responded. I'm okay. He's like, oh, what's wrong? Like, I'm getting laid off in 2 weeks, and because I switched accounts, my paycheck is real bad. And yeah. He's like, oh, damn, I'm sorry. I haven't seen you in a long time. Oh, and I just realized, this is going to come in very handy. Remember this. He says, I haven't seen you in a long time. Here, I'll even show it up, hold it up to the screen. See. And it says, I haven't seen you in a long time. So I respond, why would you have? He says, I don't know, just haven't. Okay? So that was at 9 o'clock in the morning. And then 3 hours later, he is saying, "Wid," which I hate. What you doing? Okay? I absolutely hate that. Like, seriously, you can't type out what are you doing? Anyway, so he goes, WYD. And I respond, at work. Because I'm at work. He's like, fun. If you hate me that much, I'm sorry. I respond, I don't hate you. I'll message you after work. Okay? He goes, okay. I guess he was expecting me to go, oh, yeah, hey, let's hang out. But no, I kind of laid one on him there. Okay? Alright, so let me read out this message. Okay? I write him back after I get home. I say, okay, so let me tell you, I am not sure what your intentions are or why you think you can get by with "I'm sorry," but don't even understand what you did wrong. You did stealthing. I did not know that term existed for what this is. Like, I came across it. I can't even remember how I came across it. Like, no, I really don't know how I came across it. But basically, that's what he did. He stealthed me. Okay? So you did stealthing 9 years ago. I explained to you beforehand that I was not on birth control, correct? That's why we had to use a condom, right? Condoms aren't just there to prevent pregnancies, but also help prevent diseases. I watched you put the condom on, but I guess the condom was too big because it came off or you took it off, and you did not inform me. You proceeded and ejaculated inside of me. I searched my bed for the condom. I then freaked out and had to call my friend, I'm not going to say who it was, because I was on a learner's permit, to take me to the Walmart where I can get Plan B so I don't get pregnant, which cost me the last $50 I had. Then 2 weeks later, I had already planned a gynecologist appointment where the doctor pulled out a rolled up condom. Now, I can't remember if it was 2 or 3 weeks, but it was, yeah, what makes a week difference, okay? I proceeded to tell you, and you ghosted me. Like, all of that is some fucked up shit. Like, think about it for just 1 fucking minute. I could right now have a 9-year-old kid. We both could have AIDS. Like, you didn't know if I had any diseases. And that's true. That's what I tell a lot of these men, folks, that try to have sex. And it's like, dude. If somebody says, let's use a condom, maybe you need to think about it for a moment. Like, maybe they have something that they want to prevent you from, you know? I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. I don't have anything, but, you know, if somebody says condom, let's use a condom. Okay? Okay. You tell a person, oh shit, I think the rubber came off. Everything else is unacceptable and a total asshole move. When I told you 9 years ago, you should have fucking apologized and offered to pay half of the damn Plan B pills, as I clearly advised I was not on any contraceptive. So if you think I will be fucking you again, you are dead wrong. Okay? So that's what I sent him. And then 20 minutes later, he sends me this message. He goes, seriously, I ain't trying to get with you. And 9 years ago, I was in the fucking military, so I would have never met you. Thank you. So say all the stories you want. And then proceeded to block me. Okay? Now, think about this. Like, I have not reached out to this person since this happened. I have not sent him a friend request. He is the one who contacted me, but then proceeds to block me. Like, he didn't have to block me because I was not going to, after this conversation, I wasn't going to be all like, hey, you know? Like, I wasn't going to have sex with you again, or I'm sorry, with him. I wasn't going to have sex with him again, and I wasn't trying to be his friend. Like, I think it's so stupid. And the fact, let's go over what he responded with. Seriously, I ain't trying to get with you, okay? Then why are you contacting somebody that you think you had sex with 9 years ago? Like, you know we had sex. That's the only way you know me from. We did not hang out anywhere. Like, you didn't know me from a bar or an event. You know me from having sex. And you're the one who contacted me, okay? So then he says, oh yeah, and he didn't ask, like, if he wanted. He said he hasn't seen me in a while, right? And yeah, he's not asking me to come have supper with him. He says he hasn't seen me in a while, which basically means like, hey, I haven't seen you in a while. I would love to see you to have sex. Okay? He says, 9 years ago, I was in the fucking military. Okay? So I would have never met you. Then why did you say that I haven't seen you in a long time? Okay? So, yeah, that really had me so annoyed. Like, like, can you believe this guy? Like, I can't believe this guy. I think it's so shitty for you to not only do what you did. Like, I can understand making the mistake, but own it up. Like, even if you couldn't own it up back then, which I understand because you're embarrassed, you're young, whatever, but own it up later. Like, when you contacted me 9 years later, you know, and I go, hey, I had to spend $50 because you motherfucker didn't tell me the condom came off and you came inside of me. Like, I'm pretty sure you knew when the condom came off. I didn't. Because honestly, your dick was not very large. Okay? So, it bothers me. It's like, all you have to do is say, hey, I'm sorry for what I did. It was totally wrong. How can I make this up? And I would say, you know what? Send me $25 and we'll be good. We'll be good. No. No, he just presumed to say that I'm telling stories and I'm the crazy one and blocks me. Like, seriously, like, you didn't have to block me because I wasn't, you came to me, okay? I didn't come to you. I didn't hunt you down on the internet. You're the one who found me. You're the one who contacted me. You're the one who continued to contact me. So I don't understand, like, why is it still out there that when it comes to sex that women are crazy? Women are the one we gotta be aware and responsible. Like, why can't men fucking take up responsibility? Like, this right here was a classic scenario of where a guy needed to take responsibility and he didn't. 3 fucking times. So, girls, if you're out there having sex, okay? If you're out there having sex, always have your own goddamn condoms. You can get them from the free clinic. Like, you can ask around, you can call different clinics, you know, if you can't afford it, because I can't afford health insurance. So, you know, ask around and find out about clinics that offer free gynecologists, because they will give you a free pap smear, they will give you free condoms, they will give you free birth control, they will give you everything you need to be sexually protective when you're doing all this stuff. Because there are guys out there, I mean, and not just guys, I mean, there are women out there too that use men. But this is my video and I'm talking about this. So just be aware that there are guys out there that have frivolous sex with people and don't use condoms. And then they can come to you and they can tell you that they get tested and stick their dick in you, and the next thing you know is you have crabs or gonorrhea or something. And just don't let that happen. Always have your own condom with you, okay? Second, make sure he's taking the condom and putting it on, or you put it on. Let's make it sexy. Like, hey, I can put it on, you know? Then one thing you want to do while you're having sex, you know, reach down there and feel if the condom is still there, you know? Because, you know, stuff happens. But, you know, in this case, it happened so fast, like, it was like, I don't even think it was 5 minutes, you know? And it's like, oh, you're already done. Okay, so, yeah. Just be careful. Don't do what I did. And honestly, it's like, I can't say it was a mistake because, you know, I'm an adult that has sex. And I did everything that I could to make sure that, you know, I was safe. But, of course, I have learned from that experience. So now, I am very much, like, I talk about condoms a lot. Like, some people get probably very bored of me. But, like, there's not a whole lot, like, okay, I'm sexually active right now. God, I hate that sentence, okay? But I think there's only one person that I willingly had condomless sex, and it's because I trusted that person and I believed them when they said that they get tested and they're not having a bunch of sex. So, but I do have lots of sex. I mean, probably not. I don't know. I don't think it's a whole lot. But I do want to, like, get tested in between every, you know, 3 or 4, just so it's not so bad when, you know, if something does happen, I can be like, oh, well, the last couple of people I have sex with was this and this and this fella, so, you know, I can contact them and be like, hey, get tested. Instead of being like, oh, well, the last time I was tested was 10 sexual partners ago, and now I have to go through the whole list of trying to get a hold of them. So, yeah. Just be safe, and think about what you're doing, and who you're doing it with, and yeah, just always be safe, okay? Because sex is fun, and it's supposed to be fun. And never let anybody tell you what to do, because, like, one of my sexual experiences, like, this guy was trying to be, oh my god, what's the term for it? Dominant, and I wasn't having it. Like, I don't want the whole stigmatism of dominant and submissive. Like, you know, it's like, whatever. Okay, I have rambled on way too much. I just wanted to tell you this story and show you this conversation and how freaking messed up it is, and how it's like you have two people in this scenario that were trying to pin this on me, and it's like, I did everything I could. So, anyway, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.